For the next 10 to 12 minutes, I'm going to show you this super simple story structure. I'm going to give you a couple of handouts that I'll drop into the chat. Then you will have 5 minutes. You can turn your camera off to do this. You don't have to have your camera on. You'll have 5 minutes to yourself to craft a story with a specific mission that I will assign to you. Then we're going to put you in breakout rooms in groups of threes. I'll tell you how that's going to work. And you will have 4 to 5 minutes to share the story that you just crafted. See, you don't have time to worry about being a perfectionist. You just have time to think about how this mission that I'm going to assign you, reflect on your life, use this simple structure, and there you go. You're going to give a speech on the fly. It's simple as that. So the beauty, simplicity, and structure go together. And that, to me, when somebody can tell a beautifully structured, simple story, that's something that my brain can connect with, right? Don't you feel like that? Then you understand it, you get it. It doesn't have to be taking you all over the map. It's just you go down the highway and now you have this message and you walk away with something beautiful. So let's get right to it. And here we go. Next page, please, Rebecca. There we are. Here is the super simple story structure that I'm going to share with you. Now, first of all, let me just tell you that if you read any book on story structure, storytelling, you will get all kinds of advice. There's 3-point story structure. There's a 5-point story structure. There's a 7-point story structure. And if you boil it down, if you distill it down to its simplest form, I do agree that it really is just 3 things. And then we sort of elaborate on the 3 things to help us move through the components of it. So let's start with those 3 things first. Here we go. So we have 3 basics plus 2 more. We have a character. Every story has at least 1 character, not too many. Tonight, you're going to craft a story with 2 characters. Then number 2, there's a quest, a journey to overcome some sort of challenge to address the journey to overcome the challenge, and then the resolution, the redemption, the resting state, what I also call the new normal. And somewhere nestled in there is your magical message. Now, you notice on the side over here where it says, the bigger the contrast between the quest and the challenge, the bigger the conflict. And the conflict is what makes a story compelling, because that leaves room for emotion. And when you think about emotions, if you wouldn't mind sharing in the chat, a lot of people say there are seven key emotions, or there's 6 or 7. Can we name these in the chat? Because I'd really like us to look at all of these emotions and think about how to evoke these emotions through your story. Yes, happiness, joy, sadness, anger. What are the other ones? Fear, yes. Contempt. I think some people throw contempt into the mix. Which is, yes, anger and maybe jealousy, hatred. Yeah, so there you go. It's the ups and the downs, love, of emotions that you want to bring forth using this very simple structure. So going to the next page, now we're going to take a look at those 5 steps that we talked about. And here's another way to look at that. So you're going to get this sheet. And I love color and little icons. They sort of help me understand. So when you start your story tonight, this character is going to be you. You are going to be the main character of the story you tell tonight. So who is the character? You already know the answer to that one. You think back in your life to describe the normal state. So you tap into our senses. And what are the senses that we are going to try to tap into in our stories? What senses? Can you put those in the chat as well? What senses? Smell, sight, sound. Yes. So what was when I was on the cool grass, I could feel it beneath my feet. I could smell the essence of the hibiscus flower in the air, whatever it was. My mother's cooking wafting from the kitchen. I could smell the meatloaf. That always makes me, so happy. So taste, yes. So what is the most powerful sense to bring into your story? Have you heard this one? What is the most powerful sense? No, it's not sight. This is the most powerful sense that can evoke emotion in us. It is smell. It is smell. Yes. So when you think about that and crafting your story, when you go back in time, when I give you this mission, this assignment that you'll write tonight, think about where you were, what you were doing, and what you might have smelt, how you might have been feeling, what was around you, what did you see, and what did you hear? So try to actually get back to that moment in time using your senses, tapping into those senses. So here we go again. Describe the normal state. What were you doing? What were you up to in this moment in time? Something happens to create a challenge for you. The character pursues a goal. Now you have a goal to overcome this challenge. What was happening to address this challenge? That's number 2. Number 3, there's a turning point somewhere. And here's where your other character is going to come in. This is called the hero's journey. And in Toastmasters, we always say, what? We can't be the what in our story. Fill in the blank. We can't be the what in our story. Hero. We can't be our own hero. Tonight, we're going to write a legacy story. And this is, I'm putting together our district's Toastmasters Leadership Institute next weekend. And the theme is This is Legacy. I think back to all the Toastmasters that have helped me in my own journey as a speaker, as a presenter, as a leader. But I think back even further to the teachers, the coaches, the authority figures in my life that helped me at a critical juncture to get over difficulty and to move forward. And so that's what you're going to think about tonight. It could be a Toastmasters legacy story. It could be going back to your childhood, your school days, but who helped you move through a critical time in your life that you were struggling with? So you can have many different challenges. Tonight, we'll focus on just one challenge that you were faced with, this person, whoever it is, the hero in your story, came in to help you address. And then finally, you have to tell us how the story ends. We want to know how it ends. So do you hate those movies? You all of a sudden you see the credits roll and you're like, what just happened there? Was that the end? That's ridiculous. I wish I didn't even watch this movie, right? Have you watched a movie like that? Doesn't that drive you nuts? The end of the book and there's no real ending. Now, it doesn't have to be a happy ending. We love happy endings, don't we? But that's not always reality. Sometimes it's just that we learn something new and we move forward. Our new normal is that we reflect on the mistake that we made and we use that for personal growth. So let me drop these 2 handouts in the chat real quick here. And let me grab these.